I love this place, so refreshing. She inhaled a deep breath, sitting on the bench near a lake where she usually come at early morning before going to office to calm herself down. As she took a sip of her cold coffee, I hope today's meeting also went well, she said to herself while fixing her glasses as she started checking some papers that her boss asked her to bring with her. Perfect. She mumbled with a calm smile on her face and started to collect her things. She placed the file on bench when a strong wind came and some documents started to fly in air. Some scattered on ground as she gasped and quickly started to catch them and pick them from the ground when one paper almost got near the leg. Omo, he will kill me. Please don't suicide. Stop right there. She pleaded to the paper as her eyes got widened when the paper again rolled on the ground because of the wind. She ran as fast as possible, thus she hurriedly sat on the ground and grabbed the paper from fall on the leg, but her glasses fall down in the leg. Aish, now my day start with struggles mean my whole day gonna ruin like this. One as she stood up and went back towards the bench with papers in her hand. She carefully set them on file and put it in her bag. Umma, I can't see now. She pouted as she again walked towards the lake, thinking if her glasses was still there. Omo, my glasses, wait there, I am coming to save you. Vine said to her glasses, who luckily got stuck on a rock. She tried to pick them up, but her hands didn't reach, and she looked here and there looking for a help, but no one was there to be found. She huffed and started thinking. Yeah, my legs. Vine's brain worked as she took off her shoes, and with the help of her legs, she somehow got her glasses out of the lake. Thank God, she murmured and wiped off her glasses while walking towards her car. She didn't wear her glasses back and sat on her car. Just 15 minutes left. Hell, gonna choke me if he didn't found me in office before him. Omo, she said when she noticed the time as she quickly wore her glasses before start driving. Vine went out of the car and ran inside her workplace. When she was in the hallway, she noticed something weird. One of the male employees was staring at a female employee and he was thinking wild for her. He was thinking as Vine cleared her throat and started fake coughing, made him snap out of his wild imaginations as he bowed in respect. Good morning, Miss Vine. He awkwardly smiled as Vine nodded. Get back to work and don't think so wild, she said and left from there, leaving him dumbfounded. Is she read my mind? He cursed himself and sat on his chair nervously. Like this, Vine interrupted every person that comes in her way to the office, but she didn't notice something different as she was aware of many of the employees almost. These people nowadays, why can't they just let out their feelings? She murmured while placing her stuff on her table as she signed and sat down. Just when the office door opened and she quickly got up while fixing her skirt in manner as she bowed. Good morning, Mr. June. She greets him as he glanced at her shortly before he sat down on his chair without greeting her back. Made her confused. What's wrong with him now, Aish? That means his mood is off. She thought and gulped. Mr. June, here is your file you asked for, and I will bring your coffee. She was about to go, but he stopped. I don't want coffee. Arrange everything. We have to go for meeting in 5 minutes, he said without looking up while flipping papers as his brows narrowed. Why all papers are looking messed up and dirty, Miss Vine? Like you mopped your floor with them? He asked as he looked towards her, made her heartbeat fast. She didn't say anything, and as she was feeling embarrassed. Miss Vine, I'm. His word cut when someone knocked on the door as Vine and Jungkook both looked towards the door. Mr. June, Mrs. Shin's team is already arrived and was waiting for you in meeting room. An employee said as Jungkook nodded. Coming, you go. Jung said as he got up and fixed his suit before he glared Van. Are you planning to stay here or you want to go home? He said as Van gulped and shook her head. No, I'm coming, Mr. June. What are you saying? How can I walk before you? She said as she awkwardly smiled while Jungkook handed her some files, more like throwing them towards her, that she quickly tried to catch as he walked out after glaring her. Yeah, Coconut had let out your all frustration on me. Wine murmured under her breath before she followed him back. Jungkook was sitting beside Wine and reading some papers when Mrs. Shin leaned on table before placing her hand on the table as Wine frowned seeing her leaning closer to Jungkook. She was whispering something. What is she doing? Wine thought and leaned towards Jungkook, trying to hear what Mrs. Shin is talking, but Wine lost her balance and fell Jungkook's lap as a small ground left from Jungkook's mouth made Wine eyes widen as she got free, seeing her elbow accidentally hit on his. What are you trying to do, Wine? Get off of me. Jungkook said, gritting his teeth as Wine hurriedly sat back, feeling so embarrassed. She didn't dare to look up as all the people in meeting room was staring at her. Jungkook cleared his throat and started discussion to ease the awkwardness. After some time later, Wine noticed eyes on her as she found Mrs. Shin was glaring at her as her brows twitched. Never let us alone. Whenever I want to get close to Jungkook, she always come in between like an obstacle. She internally fell on him when I was about to touch on his. She scoffed internally. I want him at any cost. He's so handsome. She started to think more dangerous and imagining her with Jungkook while doing something inappropriate as Vine didn't believe and make you face. She quickly looked other side for avoiding Mrs. Shin. What the hell is wrong with me? Did I hit my head somewhere while sleeping? Why the hell everyone's mind seems so wide? Or it's because I have feelings for him? Vine thought. Okay, so meeting is over. I hope everything is clear for now. Jungkook said as everyone nodded and got up from their places, including Vine too. I will love to work with you, Mr. Jones. See you soon. Mrs. Shin said in way while she extended her hand towards Jungkook for a handshake, but Vine quickly grabbed her hand instead of Jungkook as Jungkook chuckled internally while he inserted his hands in his pockets. Mr. June don't like shaking hands with ladies. Vine said and grabbed her hand little tighter as Mrs. Shin pulled her hand back and fisted her palms in anger. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Shin. Jung said and went out of the meeting room while Vine smirked and left Mrs. Shin in frustration. I can't believe this happened with me. My brain all messed up after knowing people's imaginations. They imagine so wild. What do I do now? Vine said to herself while looking at her glasses. She realized it happens when her glasses fall on lake and that's when everything has started. She noticed something is wrong with her glasses because when she took off them she can't able to read minds, but when she wore them every person seemed so wild around her. She avoided to wear her glasses in front of Jungkook because she don't want to know his imaginations. It will distract her while working with him and she don't want any scolding from him. Almost half of the office employees distanced themselves from her in 2 days and that made her so upset because they don't want to get embarrassed. I have to do something. One thought and get up from her couch. She quickly grabbed her car keys and bag before she went out from her house. She bought contact lenses and ordered for her new glasses and when she was walking through the road towards her car, she saved a girl being harassed by a man before he can do something with her. Vine read his mind and save that girl. Vine walked in wearing contact lenses. That was the first time she didn't wear her glasses and that made her looking different. She greeted everyone with a smile on her face and didn't notice people who was thinking things like usual. Miss Vine, you are looking so pretty. I first time saw your eyes. They are so big and beautiful like you. Her sudden compliment caught Vine off guard as Vine smiled. Thank you, Sehun. I just feel like changing myself a bit, but to be honest, I'm more comfortable with my glasses. Vine said as they didn't notice someone also joined them and was listening their talks. As the person tapped on Vine's shoulder, she turned and her heart skipped a bit. Good morning, Mr. June. Have a nice day. Sehun quickly excused herself, leaving them alone while Jungkook didn't blink his eyes as he just got lost in his Vine's eyes. Her big lashes was moving in slow motion for him, staring back in his eyes as they both didn't break, staring contest. I wish I could just stare in your eyes forever, Jungkook. One thought as a smile appeared on her lips, but something fell down that made noise as they both come back to reality. Vine quickly looked down with her red cheeks, while Jungkook gulped and started walking wrong way. Then he quickly turned and went inside his office as Vine couldn't hold and chuckled. Ah, should I wear my glasses? The way he was looking at me, I wanna know what he was thinking. I missed it. One mumbled while pouting, but again smiled, remembering the moment. The way he was looking, I don't want anything further. It's enough for me. One thought. Miss Van, can you please bring me that blue file? Jungkook asked while working on his laptop as Van nodded and got up. She placed that file on table near his hand and again sat back on her chair before she started her work again as she feels Jungkook was staring at her. She didn't dare to look up at him and continued her work, but his intense stares was making her nervous. She looked at him and found he was staring at her. Do you want something? One asked, trying to act normal, as Jungkook shook his head. Why you didn't wear your glasses today? He asked as she ran. Because I want to. One replied as Jungkook signed. I mean, I saw you were not comfortable with contact lenses, so I just asked. Jungkook said as he saw her before when she was feeling irritation in her eyes. Yeah, I never use them, that's why maybe. Van replied as Jungkook nodded. Mr. Juni forgot to sign there, Van said while she walked towards him as she bent a little to assist him where he has to sign, but his while closing her eyes as Jungkook quickly got up and cupped her face. I told you not wear them. See what happened. Jungkook said as he made her looked him. Wait, open your eyes, let me see. Jungkook said while being concerned for her as he noticed her lens was dislocated and her eyes become watery. Let me take out wine, don't move, he said. His breath was touching on her lips as she let him do whatever he wants to, as Jungkook carefully took off her both lenses. Don't wear them again, Wine. Go and wash your eyes with cold water. It will ease the pain. Jungkook said, looking so concerned, as Wine nodded and quickly went towards the bathroom. Aish, this girl. Jungkook shook his head. After some time later, Vine also come out and start working while Jungkook also typing something on his laptop. As Vine secretly glanced at him, I have to wear my glasses. Let's see what happened. Vine thought and wore her glasses just then Jungkook's eyes landed on her. She looks more cute in glasses, Jungkook thought as he stared at her while smiling. Vine again feel stares on her as she looked him with side eyes, and for her surprise, Jungkook was imagining her with him. I wish I could see you like this forever, but not secretly, but when you were in my arms. I wanna love you in 7 different ways. Jungkook thought as he imagined her in his arms. Vi's eyes got widened as her heart started to beat faster. She covered her blushing cheeks with her hands while Jungkook was still imagining her with him while Vine started to sweating. Before he does something further, she stood up, made him confused. Stop it please, Vine said and took off her glasses. Seeing her like this, Jungkook got more confused as he approached her. What happened? Why are you sweating like this? Are you not feeling well? Jungkook asked as he saw sweat beads on her forehead, while Vine just stared at him. What? His words got cut and eyes got widened in shock when Vine suddenly pulled him by his collar in a kiss. She pulled out and stared deep in his eyes. Why you can't just say that you love me? Is this way too hard to say this? Vine said as Jungkook blinked his eyes. I love you. Just say that. It's so simple. Imagining yourself with me will not help you, or maybe it will. She will look down and then again in his eyes. Jungkook, this glasses is magical glasses. Vine signed and then tell him everything. Is it possible? I mean, you can see people's imaginations. Jungkook was in surprise as he can't believe what Van told him, but then he believed on her because then how she would got to know about what he was imagining. Jungkook's cheeks turned red as he scratched his head.